Hello everybody, how are you? I hope you are feeling well. Today we shall continue with our seminars. Today we are having the fourth seminar, General Principles of Grammatical Analysis. In our previous lessons, in our previous lectures and seminars, we discussed grammatical types of grammatical analysis, grammatical methods, methodologies, how to analyze sentence, how to analyze words. Today we shall review and continue our theme, and we shall discuss it in detail and give examples. So, okay, let's start. So, the general principles of grammatical analysis. Linguistic units, or in other words science, can go into three types of relations. So it's about grammatical relations. The relation between a unit and an object in the world around us. Objective is called objective reality. For example, the word table refers to a definite piece of furniture. It may not only be an object, but a process, state, quality, etc. So when we say, when we talk about table, we don't only mean noun. We can mean state, quality, adjectival verb. It depends on the context. This type of meaning is called referential meaning of a unit. It is semantics that studies the referential meaning of units. So semantics studies the referential meaning. The relation between a unit and other units. In the relations between no unit can be used independently. It serves as an element in the system of other units. This kind of meaning is called syntactic. Formal relation of unit to one another is titled by syntactics or syntax. The relation between a unit and the person who uses it, as we know too well, when we are saying something, we usually have some purpose in mind. We use the language as an instrument for purpose. One and the same word or sentence may acquire different meanings in communication. This type of meaning is called pragmatic. So, if we pay attention to the place, the texture, the context, we can mean different kinds of meanings. So it's called pragmatic. The study of the relationship between linguistic units and the uses of those units is done by pragmatics. Okay. Summing it up, we can say that there are three models of linguistic description. So we are talking about linguistic models of description. These descriptions are very important in analyzing grammar. So because we can analyze them by putting together these three constituent parts. The first one in the linguistic description, semantic. Second one, syntactic, and the last one, pragmatic. Okay. The first part of the 20th century can be characterized by a formal structural approach to the language study. Only inner syntactic relations between linguistic units serve as a basis for linguistic analysis, while the reference of words to the objective reality and the language uses were in fact not considered. The term structural linguist, in use from 1930s, refers especially to linguists who explicitly follow Ferdinand de Saussure. This approach, called structuralism, however, served the basis for modern linguistics. We talked about Ferdinand de Saussure in our previous seminars about fundamentals of theoretical grammar, and at that time I talked about structuralism, the founders of structuralism, descriptivism, and so on. Okay, the Saussure approach is called structuralism. Later, semantic language analysis, which focused on the meanings, words, and sentences, convey came into use. However, it was surely not enough for a detailed language study. Language certainly figures centrally in our lives. We discover our identity as individuals and social beings when we acquire it during childhood. It serves as a means of cognition and communication. It enables us to think for ourselves and to cooperate with other people in our community. Therefore, the pragmatic side of the language shouldn't be ignored either. Functional approach in language analysis deals with the language in action. So, functional approach is deals with action in action. A functionalist approach attaches little attention to determine precisely what is or is not grammatical. Instead, it focuses on the needs of the speaker. Naturally, in order to get a broad description of the language, all these approaches must be combined. Okay, now we have come to methods of analysis in grammar. There are various methods of grammatical analysis, among which some main ones are: the first one, parts of sentence method; second, distributional method; 3, immediate constituents method; 4, transformational method; 5, componential method; 6, tagmamic method; 7, oppositional method; 8, contextual method; 9, method of modeling; and the last one, statistical method. Okay, let's consider them one by one. Define them one by one. The first one, parts of sentence method. This method is extensively used in parsing sentences, according to which the following sentence parts are distinguished and analyzed. A, the principal, primary, main parts of a sentence, subject and predicate. B, the secondary parts of sentence, object, attribute, and adverbial or modifiers. Sometimes the parts of sentence method is helpless towards analysis of such disputable parts of the sentence as: from a people there came shouting of all sorts. For the part from the people can be analyzed in 3 ways. A, as an adverb modified complement; B, as an attributive complement; attribute; C, as a predicate complement object. In such cases, the distributional method is helpful in its own way. Okay, distributional method. Okay, the distributional method is one according to which sentence structure is considered to be consisting of words belonging to different parts of speech. For example, the sentence, "The old man saw a black dog there," is analyzed as follows by using the distributional model: I, A, 2D, D3, I, B, L, 4. He, she, it. So it has its own formula, so we shall discuss it in detail in our seminars, in our tasks. Okay, now let's continue with immediate constituents method. So IC model is the leading model of analysis in the descriptive linguistics. So IC model comes from descriptive linguistics. It is based on not a linear succession of words in a sentence, but on the hierarchy of levels of sentence parts. Each time we distinguish a part of sentence of maximum length on binary principle. So in the immediate constituents method, it has its own formulas. For example, V stands for verb, PP stands for preposition phrase, and so on. We discussed it in our previous seminars, and I will give you some tasks concerning this method. Okay, let's move on to the next method. 4, the transformational method. The transformational method is a method that helps linguists to analyze language structures, distinguishing what is kernel, initial, and what is derivative, transformer. So the above 2 sentences may be well differentiated and identified as totally different structure. For example, John is eager to go on, and so on, so on. Okay, now the fifth method, the componential method. The componential method is a method by the help of which we analyze the semantic structures of language units by distinguishing semes in the semantics of the former. For example, to work semi of indefiniteness of the action as to the moment of speech. To have worked semi of completeness of the action as the moment of speech. So, componential method deals with semis. And okay, we can count the sixth one, the contextual method. The contextual method is a method by the help of which one can analyze language units on the basis of a micro or macro context. For example, we need hands. In this sentence, we have polysemantic word hand, which means whole. In Russian, ruka, ishkuchi, рабочая сила, and saat стрелки часов, saat стрелкалары. If you want an exact translation of the word hand, we must work with the context of it, which might be as follows. We need hands because my watch is out of water. In this case, it means hands of watch. Second case, we need hands because we have to finish the working time. Ishkuchi, whole, рабочая сила, рука. By the help of the counters of the word hand, we were able to exactly translate it, without which we could have failed. So, as you see, the contextual method deals with context, not separately. So, you can't use contextual method in order to analyze a simple sentence. So, there must be some sentences preceding or coming after it. Okay, let's come to the seventh method, the tagmamic method. The tagmamic method is a method like the IC. The founder of this model method is PKL. Okay, the model founded by PK presents the structure of the sentence as a string. Tizim, tagmemes. And tizim sıfatla gösterilir. A tagmeme is a bilateral unit, a functional slot which with its class filter. This is symbolized as slot, class with the signs minus, plus to indicate obligatory and optional tag names. For example, John saw Mary yesterday. For example, plus S, N, P, V, plus O, N, plus T. So we can see the formulas here, where color, clothes, S, subject, P, predicate, O, object, T, time, adverbial, noun, V, verb, adverb is adverb. This model, in fact, is another variant of the IC model. So this is a complex variant of IC model, different from it in two respects. The division of the sentence clause into constituents is not necessarily binary, and second, all constituents are given double labels, functional as well as class names. Okay, let's come to the eighth one, the method of opposition. The method of opposition is a method by the help of which we analyze language units as to markedness and non-markedness of the former. Opposition of language units are given below. For example, marked member, non-marked member. Marked boys, non-marked boy. Boy, boys. In second one, apostrophes. Boys, boys. Do is down. We have come to the ninth method of modeling. By the method of modeling, we learn and analyze grammatical structures as with models, which makes the efforts of a learner less difficult than it is analyzing the endless empirical language units. That is, it is minimize them by patternizing the latter into abstract models so as to give them a complete list of their invariant forms, which are generatable. This method can be used in the analysis of any grand meaning. Say parts of speech, phrase, sentence, etc. For instance, S plus P is the most abstract model of a sentence with a subject and predicate structure, which can be made a bit more concrete by adding the symbol O object. So, as you see, we use method of modeling in our traditional grammar. We can encounter them in practical grammar books as well. So it's the most widespread type of modeling, I can say. Statistical method, this is the last one. Statistical method is one that analyzes language units, including grammar units, by way of calculations in order to find out frequency of their usage. That is to find out, for instance, what frequency is this or that grammar has in language. So statistical method is the frequency of verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. So it deals with frequency of verbs. And that is the end of our video lesson. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.